everybody? Welcome back to the channel, Deconstructing Narcissism. I got out of the gym not that long ago. I wasn't even able to do that much because I guess everybody just wanted to go to the gym today on a Monday afternoon and be there at 6 something. So literally everything was full. It was just like, Jesus. What am I paying for? So I didn't even get it all done. I missed 2 exercises. I was gonna do more. It's like, but I can't. I literally every single space in the gym was full. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna go home. What else can I do? So driving back home right now, but I just wanted to talk about, something that's really changed my outlook on why I decided to make this change, why I'm doing what I'm doing and studying what I'm doing. Why I feel like I've had this, I've had this awakening ever since I've hit my 30. Ever since I hit 31, I really had this awakening. It was in the back of my mind at 30, I'm just how I'm wasting my life. But I really hit this awakening this past year of just how much I'm wasting my life. Just how much I'm wasting my life and how, how many hours I'm spending at work. Every single day, I think, and it's not just I gotta go to work for another 11 hours. It's I could be anywhere else in the world as long as I have the money. I could be doing anywhere, doing anything. And people they don't want to try. People have been so conditioned in society, especially in the States, in the US, that they just they don't think of alternative paths. They the ones that can get married. If you want that life, that's fine. The ones that can't get married, they get married, they settle down, they have kids. But some people are just happy having an apartment and going to their 9 to 5, and that's fine, I guess. But it surprises me, for the people that are happy doing that, that's fine. But I see so many people who are just not even happy doing it, but just deluded content with it. They're just well, I gotta pay bills, what can I do, and this and that. And it's just you can figure out something, dude. You can tell the people who are content living that life and the people who are obviously not content living that life, but they just have to pay bills. The leaders at my job, he was what am I gonna do? I gotta pay bills and this and that. And I was well, I know I don't want to do it, but I have to. It's just dude, this is your only life that you're gonna get, the only one you're gonna get. And you're, instead of starting something on your own, again, I'm not saying everybody has to, but instead of starting something on your own, because look, it's yeah, sure, I've heard the do what you love, you don't ever work day in your life thing. I know, but and I think maybe that's true for some people, but I don't know about you guys, but I don't love coding. I don't love what I'm doing. Okay, I don't love it. I think it's cool, but it's not what it's not my passion. I think the whole do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life thing is kind of, again, it's kind of bullshit too, because it's just you do something once, you do something, you can only do something so many times where you're just you don't want to do this anymore. Let's say you like to build, let's say you like to fix cars, you like to do dog grooming or whatever it is, whatever the case might be. The fact of the matter is, people can say do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life, blah blah blah. But if you still have to do the same thing every single day, if you still have to get up at the same hour, if you have to still be at the same place every single day, and you're working 60, 70 hours weeks. But I mean, I guess if you love what you're doing, that's fine. But it's just like, I'm surprised at the amount of people who don't want more out of this life. Like, I'm surprised at the amount of people who don't want to travel, who don't want to experience new places, who don't want to leave their hometown, who don't want to leave the state, who don't want to just explore, like, you know, the world, explore the world, do things, you know. And, you know, maybe that's a naive thought, all right? You know, maybe that's naive to think, like, you know, it's never going to happen, this or that. It could be, but it's like, are you at least going to try? Why not try to do it? Again, like, I'm trying. Why not try to get something remote? Why not try to get enough money to be able to travel and to do the things you want to do? Because why not? Like, what else do you have to lose? Why are you going to sit, you know, at the same job for year after year after year after year, go home, eat, maybe go to the gym, and go to bed and watch some TV and go to bed? That's no different than house arrest, in my opinion. You might as well be on house arrest. If you're gonna go outside, you're gonna go drive to work in your car, you're gonna do your whatever hours, talk to your coworkers again, go back home, you're gonna eat dinner, and you're going to go to bed and repeat and rinse and repeat. Like, what kind of life is that? What kind of life is that? And look, I understand, because I understand how defeated people are. I understand how expensive everything is, but I just got to the point where it's just like, I don't care if I fail doing it. Well, I do care if I fail, but I'm at the point where, like, I don't want to. I'm still miserable. I'm miserable doing this. I'm miserable trying to climb my way out of poverty. But at least I'm going to try to be miserable. I'm going to try to be miserable and do it still, because look, if I don't do it, I'm going to be miserable. If I do try to do it, I'm still going to be miserable, even if I fail. You know, like, so I might as well try it. I'm miserable while doing it, but at least I feel slightly less miserable by attempting to claw my way out of this garbage life that I'm living right now, where I have to deal with this shitty ass fucking roommate, where, you know, even today she sent me a bunch of messages. You know, listen, you get it, you know, you guys are gonna get a kick out of it. You know, she sent me a bunch of messages on my phone. She treats me as if I'm her husband. Like, for fuck's sake, dude, like, stop sending me messages. And I should never give her my fucking phone. So she sends me some messages today on my phone, and I was washing, you know, the dishes, you know, like the reusable containers that I bring to work that have food in them, and I guess like a piece of corn or like a couple pieces of food or whatever got stuck in the sink. They didn't go down the drain properly, and she sent me 3 fucking messages of this, not 1, not 2, but 3. And she sent me a written text message on top of all this. It's just like, by the time you could have rinsed that down the sink in less than half of a second, but you chose to spend like 2, 3, maybe 4, even 4 minutes of your time doing all that work when you could have just flushed it down the sink. And it's just like, I'm getting somewhere. I'm getting somewhere with this, okay? I'm getting somewhere with this here, all right? But my point is, unfortunately, in this life, you need money. You need money in this life to do anything. And I don't know about everybody else, but I don't want to be trapped. I don't need all the money in the world, but I'm tired of having no money and being trapped with this bitch, with this witch bitch that is constantly crying and whining about everything. I am tired of slaving away for this employer. I am tired of having all my time taken away from me. I am tired of being told what to do at every single hour of every single day. I am tired of being told when I can eat, when I can shit, when I can walk away from what I'm doing, how hard I have to work, for how long I have to work. I'm tired of being told of how I can dress, how I can act. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. For the people who have been under the thumb of narcissistic abuse, whether it's narcissistic parents or other relatives or whoever, we have gotten this treatment our entire life. We know how this is. We know how it is being under the thumb of a fucking tyrannical Nazi Adolf Hitler dictator our entire lives. So I think for a lot of us, we don't actually want to we don't tolerate this as much as other people. Because to be honest, the people that have grown up in normal families, I think they know that the way things, I think a lot of people do know that, you know, they feel that this whole system is off. They feel that they're being crushed under the weight of their employers and the system itself. And I think they feel they have a little bit of a taste of what it's like, what it was like for us who actually lived under pretty much, you know, vindictive dictators our entire life, aka narcissists, you know, sociopathic narcissists. I think a lot of people understand that, you know, that this is not right. Something doesn't feel right. Like this is they get a sense of like something is wrong. But I think a lot of people they have Stockholm syndrome. They have Stockholm syndrome with their employer, and they have Stockholm syndrome with the system. And they're so used to, like, they don't know anything. Like, people are just so used to being squashed by the system and squashed by employers and being told what to do and having nothing to their name, that they're just happy dealing with it. As long as they get to go to the gym, or as long as they get to eat, like, or, you know, watch some TV at the end of the day, or maybe play a video game, like, they're happy. This is how conditioned people are. Like, they're happy doing the little things. And that's another thing, is the little things. Alright? The little things is a phrase, and you just have to enjoy the little things. You just have to enjoy the little things phrase is a phrase used by poor people, for poor people, in order to convince poor people that, you know what, you're never gonna achieve your dreams. You might as well just stop trying, might as well just give up and just enjoy the little things, because, you know, all those other people, the 1%, the people who actually have money and get to actually get the full experience of life, you're never gonna have anything close to that, and you're never gonna have any money. So you might as well just shut up, put your head down, and keep slaving away at your shitty 9-to-5 job, and just enjoy the little things, like the dandelion that's growing outside your window, or the cat, the stray cat that you see walking down the street. Again, this is a phrase that is used essentially in order to make you give up, essentially in order to keep you down at other people's level, in order to make you give up, in order to make you stop trying, and to just see the little things in life. And, like, I understand that money is not everything, okay, but if you use money for the right reasons, for the right things, if you're going to use money to buy materialistic things, and, you know, use money to just show off to other people who don't care about you, then I can understand life can be pretty empty if you're just going to buy useless plastic junk to show off to other people who never cared about you or believed in you in the first place. I understand. But money can buy experiences. Money can buy things that, you know, money can buy time is the most important thing. Money can buy time. Money can buy you experiences. Money can let you go places and see the real world. See the real world. Do real things, okay? Like, that's what money can do. You know, and you don't have to, like, again, you don't have to buy a bunch of materialistic things, okay? I'm not talking, like, if you're going to buy a bunch of materialistic things, okay, then it's probably not worth it. But money can get you, can bring you a lot of happiness if you use it for the right reasons. So anyway, I wanted to go into one more kind of story here. So what really, because this video is already long, what really made me want to change my situation was, I'm gonna get to this in a second here because this is police following me. I don't know why this police officer's following me. Okay. All right. So what really made me want to change my situation was there was this guy I met at work. All right. It was about 3 or 4 months ago, and also my coworker. What my coworker said to me. But before my coworker said this to me, there was this guy at work. His name was, let's just call him John, all right? John is like an older guy. But you know, I didn't really know him well, but I just decided to strike a conversation up with him. And I was just like, "Hey, what's your name?" He's like, "You know, this is my name, and we got a little bit into politics and things like that. And you know, what do you think of Trump? What do you think of this? What do you think of that?" And he's like, "Oh, it's horrible, this and that." You know, like just like small talk, and then we got into bigger things. And then I like asked him, I had to pop the question. I asked him, I'm like, "So I gotta ask you, man, it's like, you know, you say you're in your late 50s. It's like, what are you still doing here? What happened? Like, tell me the story. What's the story? What's the deal?" Because everybody's got a story, right? I got a story, you got a story, whether it's sad, whether it's bad. And he's just like, he looked at me with this face. All right. He looked at me with this face of sadness, with this face of absolute sadness. All right. And I'll never forget the look on his face. I won't forget the look on his face ever. He looked at me like this and he said, "I'm here because my parents never believed in me. They never tried to encourage me to do anything. They never tried to motivate me towards doing anything. They never got me into sports or into any hobbies. I'm here because my parents never gave a shit." And in that moment, it was like my whole, you know, my world opened, like my eyes, it's like I had some kind of awakening. Everything just made sense. You know, it's like for a moment is like our eyes locked, and I pictured myself as what I would look like as somebody who's in, you know, their late 50s, working at a factory. If factories even still exist by then, working at a factory, still doing the same thing that I'm doing, you know, 20, 30 years later. And at that moment, I knew I was just like, it was just like it's just like poof moment. And I was just like, if I don't do something now, if I don't at least try something, I am going to end up like this guy. Living with roommates, by the way, living with his sister. No, nothing. No children, no money, no home, no hope. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And that leads me into my second part. So the other day, I have a coworker. We're going to name him Adam. He's from Colombia. I was working the line with the older guy. Again, the older guy came over and I was like, you know, I said, "How are you doing?" This and that. And again, he's had the same defeated look on his face, you know, like that same defeated look I was talking about earlier. And Adam, my friend Adam, he looks at me, he's like, he tells me in Spanish, he's like, it doesn't matter, but he tells me, he's like, "Promise me you're never going to end up like that guy. Promise me that as soon as you make enough money, you know, whether it's remotely, as soon as you make enough money in income monthly online," because he knows that I'm doing stuff online. "As soon as you make enough income monthly, promise me that you're going to go out and you're going to explore the world, you're going to travel, and you're going to do things. Because I don't ever want to see you end up like that old guy." And I told him, I was like, I promise, like I'm doing everything I can to get out of this place, and I'm going to make that happen. And he turns to me again and he says, "Good, I really hope so." And he walks away. So that was my final realization to really give myself the push I needed to do what I'm doing right now, the courses that I'm studying right now, to try to do this, you know, to try to do everything that I can to get out of this factory job. And I'm not going to give up. I've stopped applying for normal regular jobs, yes, for the most part, but as far as what I'm doing right now, as far as this channel, like I'm not going to give up until I make the amount of money necessary in order to live out what I wanted to do, to experience what I wanted to travel, to do things, to get out of my state, to get out of, the country and explore and do things before I get too old, because this life is too short, guys. It really is. I mean, like, the years pass by so fast that I can't even remember them. It's like, felt like yesterday I was 21, then I was 26, then I was 27, 28, and now I'm 32. So it's like, again, guys, I hope you feel the same way. I hope that some of you at least try to live out some of your dreams, to do some of the things that you guys want to do, because this, like, it's the time is going to pass you by so fast. It's already passed me by so fast. And I'm telling you guys, there really is nothing worse than the pain of regret. I have many regrets. And it hurts. They hurt. It hurts not to at least try. It's better to try in life than later have regrets in life. So, again, do what you love to do. Don't be afraid to take risks, because now more than ever, now is the time more than ever to take risks. Especially that now that employers aren't paying anything. Employers don't care about you anyway. There are hardly any jobs out there anyways. So instead of wasting your time applying for more jobs, trying to prove yourself in these interviews, hoping they'll get back, getting ghosted, instead of wasting your time doing that, try to create something, try to do something, anything, or at least just do what you love, because these employers aren't even hiring anymore. And let's face it, we're searching for these jobs, we're applying for all these jobs and doing all these things and bending over backwards for these employers, for these jobs that we don't even want these jobs anyway. We don't even want this job. We don't want these jobs anyway. Let's be honest. We're doing all these things for the money. So you might as well go out, do what you want to do, try to make some money. If you're creative, do some art. If you're talented in other areas, you speak more than one language, try to do translation, try to do something. But I'm home right now. I'm going to eat. Haven't ate in a while, so I'm hungry. And then I'm pretty much going to go to bed, last day tomorrow. And then I'm gonna pretty much, I'm pretty much focused on what I'm doing for the rest of the weekend, and try to get this, try to get as much as I can done. But until the next video, guys, I hope you like it. Leave a like if you liked it. Put a comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Sorry this was really long. And again, until the next one, guys, talk to you soon. Take care.